look at the numbers, right? Yeah, it's 100. It's it's 157 units. It's 18,400 square feet. Okay. He's charging exactly the same price that we're charging, right? So we're at the same price. So essentially what would happen is, if when we buy these two facilities, we will increase the rates. We'll probably increase them to 65 cents a square foot, but over time we'll probably get them to even 70 cents a square foot. I think like we could get these to 70 cents a square foot, in the next couple of months or so. And he's making, so it's $126,000 plus he's making for the commercial building $18,000, and he's making $5,000 a month for for boat and RV parking. So total, he's making around $150,000 a month. Right, here's our operating expenses. So essentially it's going to cost us roughly around $40,000 a year to manage this thing. All right, and the NOI comes out to $106,000, right? So this NOI is essentially, the number that everybody should be looking at, because this is what we'll be looking at, for like for the fund, right? What, how much money are we going to be making? This is what we're going to be making right here in the end afterwards. So we'll be making about $100,000 a year. Now, as you can see here, I know it's kind of hard to look at the deal analyzer, but it's valued at about $1.3 million as is, 1.329. All right, once we increase the price to 65 cents, which we'll do that immediately, not only to our facility, but also to these two facilities, we'll increase the price to 65 cents, and it will be a value of 1.4. So there's already equity in this deal. There's already $400,000 in equity in the deal. And on top of that, we will eventually be increasing the prices, over time we'll increase the price to, I'm guessing around 70 cents. Oops. I'll make sure we can look at that to just see. So just by doing, over the next year and a half, stabilizing this and getting it to become a property that you can actually fund, because the owner only takes cash. That's it. He only takes cash. So he has no numbers at all, right? That's why it's considered a mismanaged facility. So it'll be valued about $1.5 million. So essentially it's taking it from a 10 cap to a 12 cap. And then splitting the money for that and what we make on that. And then if we decide to later build on, I could raise the money and then build on. We could also build on as well too. But this is the very first deal that I would like to put into the fund. And I think this would be a good first one, because really it's just stabilizing it. It's not even that mismanaged. The only thing that's really mismanaged about it is that it's there's no P&L, there's no balance sheet, nothing. He has nothing at all. He has no numbers to show at all. But it is 100% full. We've been around, we've looked at the whole thing. He says his physical occupancy and his economic occupancy are very high. Everybody's paying. He doesn't really have any issues. He rarely ever does any auctions. And the truth is I know this to be true because we have a facility right around the corner, which is kind of the same thing, right? And we don't really have any issues with that facility at all. Every once in a while we have to do auctions, but it's not like that big of a deal or anything. So I think this is a very good first facility for this fund. And so I'm going to be trying to raise the $1 million in order to buy this, and then we can all share in the profits. And so that's really, I wanted to show y'all, that's the first deal for this. That's the first deal for this